with my cup of coffee that I have.
Yeah.
But yeah, these things are just absolutely.
Dude, I got the apple fritter. If I dropped
great.
this thing on a rodent or maybe a small cat, it would kill it. It's that big. It's that heavy. It's a great breakfast.
Yeah, but you would still eat it.
Oh, well.
You would pick it up off the rodent and still eat it.
It tastes amazing. I'm just saying, if you get this, it's taking up like my whole desk in here. There's no better bang for your buck in the pastry game.
We love you, Wawa. Thank you very much. All right, so, Johnny, yesterday was a weird day, as we mentioned. There was a lot of strange reaction from Eagles fans, despite the Eagles winning a playoff game. That one was what we were surprised by. What we're not necessarily surprised by is the national media's reaction. They were probably dying to have this conversation about Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles. And you mentioned it yesterday. Whatever is said by the national media is to only get reaction from us.
And the thing is,
mission accomplished.
Are we? Yeah, exactly. Are we taking the cheese?
And we did.
We did.
Big hunk of it. So we'll start with ESPN. Here was Stephen A. Smith yesterday talking about the performance of Jalen Hurts.
Now, let me say this about Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts did complete his first 6 passes of the game. Here's what I'm concerned. You go damn near 2 straight quarters without a completion? You trying to tell me nobody was open for 2 straight quarters? In 2 straight quarters, nobody was open. Now, come on now. That a receiver, a receiving group, a receiving core goes 2 straight quarters without being open because Jalen Hurts didn't have a pass completed damn near 2 straight quarters. Now, the guy's got 17 touchdowns and 1 turnover over the last 13 games. His efficiency is not anything to sneeze at. We get it. But in the same breath, I don't know about that, D.O.
The funny thing is, he's saying that to D.O., Dan Orlovsky, right? Stephen A. Smith, respectfully. All right, the guy is a legend, right? The guy's made a lot of money. I would love to be Stephen A. Smith, right?
And he's on General Hospital.
And so you would love him even more.
That's even better.
He's Stephen A. Smith.
He's Brick on General Hospital.
But it's just funny to me when Stephen A. Smith is debating that with the guy that literally broke down the film. You tell me nobody's been open for 2 quarters?
And I guess
I can. Yes.
Yes, he told you when he laid it out.
I have visual evidence. Like Dan Orlovsky can literally just be like, yeah. Yes, I can tell you.
That's exactly what Dan Orlovsky said.
All right, take a listen.
No one was open. Now, if you were asking me, is this a quarterback like a Lamar or a Joe Burrow that is a sudden quarterback that does play bang, bang in their pass game, then maybe he could fit a 5-yard route in here or there. But that's not Jalen's game. That's never been Jalen's game is like this crazy, on-time, rhythm-centric quarterback with their pass game. So, no one was open. I think the second thing, and I want to be very clear, this wasn't like an A.J. Brown or Devontae Smith problem where they're just getting gloved up. I truly believe that Green Bay had a great feel for what pass concepts were coming out of what formations or what situations. The big thing is this. There's very little in the middle of the field for Philly's pass game, pass concept-wise. There's very little layered pass concepts. It is a little bit easier for a defense to defend, in my opinion. I think that's where my concern is a little bit more than, Jalen.
How many passes did Jalen attempt on Sunday?
21 passes.
Okay. 9 times, and Shane Half did a great job on this yesterday. Saw these numbers. He was 7 for 9 when they had the quick pass routes and they called quick passes.
Yes.
He was 7 for 9 with the touchdown. He was 6 for 12 with 2 sacks and very bad when he was dropping back when it was going longer on the long dropbacks.
Yeah.
It's highly successful in the short passing route. Yet Kellen Moore's calling more of an offense that's not putting him in that position. That's not Jalen. That's Kellen.
Right. And that's why one of our questions today is, look, are you put at ease knowing that it wasn't necessarily a Jalen Hurts issue on Sunday, or does it make you more worried that Kellen Moore was so flat out exposed on Sunday against the Green Bay Packers that you worry that could be the case moving forward? That's one of our questions for you today at 610-632-0975. But, yeah, I mean, it is amazing. Like, Dan Orlovsky literally breaks down the film, and Stephen A. Smith is trying to debate whether or not guys were open. Guys were not open. Now, the thing is, you mentioned the quick pass game. I said it earlier. That's not Jalen's game. I'm glad to hear that from Dan Orlovsky, fellow football guy. You can, though, design plays where you have to get the ball out quick.
Yes.
Like, that can be the case.
That's allowed. They haven't outlawed that. I did check yesterday with the rules committee. They have not outlawed that.
Now, this one, of course, is ridiculous. Shocker. from the Screaming Head shows on Fox. Here is Chase Daniel.
Oh, jeez.
Talking about Jalen Hurts on Sunday.
This is the type of performance that diminishes the argument that winning is a QB stat. Because the Philadelphia Eagles did not win because of Jalen Hurts. Yeah, the stats look great. Yeah, we sit up here, we praise him as a winner, and we're doing our job up here. We're trying to tell you what we see from 39, 38 years of experience. And with Jalen, he has an issue pulling the trigger when stuff is open. Now, stuff is not always going to be open. These 50-50 balls that James talks about and that Shady talks about. You have to take a chance because you have one of the best receivers in all of football. Top five. And quite honestly, one of the best number 2s in football in Devontae Smith. So you have this team around you. I went out there and I saw him. And I don't know if it was rust. I don't know if it was not trusting what he saw. But this wins as a QB stat crowd needs to get out of here because Jalen did not play up to his standard.
Well, I'll tell you, it's so funny is hearing Chase Daniel, who constantly is ripping on Jalen Hurts.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end of his statement, Jalen's not playing up to his standard. What are you talking about, dude? You constantly tear this man down. A man who has accomplished more in two of his years of his career, more than you ever did.
Yeah.
And you're saying he isn't playing to his standard, yet you're constantly tearing him down and telling us what he isn't.
Yeah.
So you're saying there's this high standard that you say doesn't exist. He's a dope.
Yeah, he is.
He is someone told Chase Daniel's trying to get into this business.
Yeah, and there's no preparation being done out of him.
Somebody said that he's not Orlovsky.
Well, and that's why I don't understand the hate for Orlovsky, where Orlovsky's literally breaking down the film and Chase
Orlovsky
Daniel's just
surprised
spewing nonsense.
He surprised you because the other night people were like, what's the discourse going to be?
Yeah.
Because he was already breaking down that video.
Yep, absolutely. One more for you. This one breaks our heart.
Jalen Carter don't want to give you everything because he don't have to because the offense is playing well. What are we talking about? If Jalen Carter had that attitude, if Darius Slay had that attitude, we don't win that game. Think about it, though. True. So we all got to do our job, but you don't? I used to think like that. Like, hey, we won the game. Why you care about? No. If them backup quarterbacks for my team, for my Eagles played, we smoked the Packers. Let me say it again. If the backup quarterbacks, because we don't talk about rust, them dudes don't even play. Backups don't get no chance to, like, knock their rust off. They got to go out there and play. Tanner goes out there and puts up. Come on.
So that was LaShawn McCoy. And he's now saying if Kenny Pickett or Tanner McKee played on Sunday, they would have beat up the Packers.
That's the dumbest thing that LaShawn McCoy has said. For God's sakes, Mike Missanelli said it, who has a master's degree in this town's obsession with backups.
Yeah.
He said it last week. Tanner McKee, are you freaking kidding me? He played against a Giants team that was playing half backups.
Yeah.
And was playing the most vanilla defensive game plan I've ever seen.
Their bags were packed.
For God's sakes.
And oh, by the way, when there's nobody open and you need
done.
somebody to expand the play, who would you rather expand the play? Jalen or Tanner McKee? Who's moving a little bit quicker for you there?
God, it just drives me nuts.
And that's Shady. It's one of our own.
Come on. And
that was dumb.
And it's we.
Yeah.
Okay, Shady, that's fine.
Dude,
but
that was dumb.
you got to put more into that.
Sorry to say. I'll call you right out, Shady. That was a stupid take.
Stupid take.
All right.
Yes.
Coming up next, we'll hear from you, 610-632-0975. Also, something we didn't really touch on yesterday, but it's official. The Center City Arena. It's
coming.
not happening. Well, no, it's not coming.
Nope.
Not
But there
anymore.
is something else coming.
It is Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5, The Fanatic.
Tyrone Johnson.
Thank you so much for checking out our content on the 97.5 The Fanatic YouTube channel. Hope you enjoyed the video. And remember, you can always be checking the playlist. There may be something you missed from one of our shows during the day that you want to go back and check out. So every time you like a video, like it, subscribe to the channel, and you'll have that great content coming to you every single day. You're greatly appreciated.